Welcome to the Webdesign Launchpad. In this set of Quickbytes, I'm going to talk about certain cautions that you need to exercise while building your website. These cautions are important because if you miss them out, you will definitely compromise your website to the extent of getting into major legal challenges, or maybe you might just lose your website and you may not be in a position to really recover it at all. The first buzzword is copyright. Quite often, we get a lot tempted to use images available on various websites and on Google. Now, we normally do it because as coaches or as presenters in the corporate world or in other arenas as well, these images will be projected to a smaller audience. But when we talk about the web, the internet world, these images are easily accessible to a whole lot of people. The same thing applies not just to images but also to videos and music. Quite often, big businesses add some kind of a tracking code to these images, videos, audios, etc., so that you cannot really use these and copy these on your website. The same thing applies for text also. The text content which is put by people, never use it as it is, because you could really land up into legal challenges. There are a number of platforms which are available which will provide you free media files like images, videos, audio, etc. But make sure you read their terms and conditions carefully. Quite often, if you look for a license CC0 on an image or on a video or even on a music, that essentially means that the particular object can be used freely for any purpose whatsoever without getting into any legal hassles on copyright. The second thing to be very careful about is spam. Spam is different from malware. Keep that in mind. Spam comes from various sources through contact forms primarily and through fields enabled on your website which invite comments. Quite often, even in form of user logins, you find a lot of spam attempts coming to your website, thus compromising the accessibility of your website in terms of the number of connections that it can handle. There is no method which is 100%, but there are modules available, something like what we call reCAPTCHA or any kind of a CAPTCHA for that matter, which provide a good 90 to 95% protection for your website. A very interesting caution for your website is image handling. Pictures, images, videos, audio files, they really gobble up the space on your hard drive. And not only that, when a website visitor tries to load these assets, a lot of the bandwidth that is provided by your hosting provider is consumed. Ideally, a 72 dpi or a 96 dpi image is more than sufficient. So don't start configuring your images for a 300 dpi unless you really need to provide those high resolution images, which you can of course put in a separate online drive and allow a download link for the same. Based on what you estimate your users to be using, ideally an 800 pixel wide to a 1200 pixel wide is what you need max. Then again, on your website, wherever that image is displayed, accordingly you can resize your images for that purpose. There are a lot of tools available for it. So don't use bloated images, it'll just choke your website. You should always keep your website clean and colorful. You should let it remain uncluttered. You should use simple fonts. Straight fonts always work better. Fancy fonts once in a while you can use, but that should be used more related to the headings and stuff. The color vibration of your website will clearly depend upon the objective of your website. Your users need to gel with it. So, if you are targeting website visitors who are sophisticated and sober, you would like to use softer colors, maybe blue shades. But then, if you're targeting a generation of younger people, color and vibrancy adds a lot of depth into your website. I have given some example. An art site will have to be vibrant. A yoga website may have to be soothing. You can check various color theories available on the internet search to appropriately define the colors of your website. Another caution, you should keep your text small and crisp. In some of the earlier episodes, I talked about something similar as well. If you make your paragraphs heavy and long, visitors would not like to read it and they will just jump your website and move on to the next available option in their internet search. Quite often, bulleted content and content neatly organized in form of tables and columns really work and retain your website visitors for a longer time. So I hope you like the tips that I have just shared. In the meantime, I would like to invite you to join one of my free webinars wherein I break a lot of myths about websites. I tell you ways how you can build your website in a non-technical manner. Also, parallel to this, I have launched a Kickstarter bundle on my website. This Kickstarter bundle gives you everything you need to actually build your website, at least your initial website, and protect it as well for a relatively low cost. The links for both of these are given both in the video and in the text below also. Enjoy yourself, have a good day, and see you soon in the next set of Quick Bites.